Good morning. This is Dr. McDaniel at GYN Corner. I'm a board-certified obstetrician gynecologist in New York City, and I'm bringing to you all things health-related for women. I'm trying to catch joy in here. It's Saturday. We're at the horse farm today. It's bright and early. Jill's already done her class, and the previous presentation, I spoke about conception. I've gotten a chunk of patients either pregnant or wondering why they're not pregnant since the quarantine's been slowly but surely gradually being lifted off in New York City. And the last presentation I spoke about conception, so you can check that out from the previous one. But basically, normal fertility is 60% of women will get pregnant within the first month, the second month, or the third month of no contraception. So normal fertility is pregnancy within 3 months of not using contraception, and that's with intercourse once a week for the 3 weeks out of the month that you're not on your menstrual cycle, because obviously you can't get pregnant if you're on your menstrual cycle. And we call it subfertile, basically, if you're not pregnant in 6 months, and definitely it's infertile if you're not pregnant within a year. So I spoke about how stress plays a factor and how the watched pot never boils. So if you just take your mind off of trying to get pregnant or shoot for the pregnancy for a further future date, that will help. And if you do some meditative exercises, so meditation, yoga, Pilates, or walking, those have been scientifically proven, even though it seems pretty obvious, but scientifically proven to decrease stress. And it's really not so much the stress itself, but it's how an individual responds, how their body responds to the stress physiologically. I spoke about how the semen stays in the reproductive tract for 72 hours, and then I just wanted to backtrack a bit, because what I did not speak about is the fact that even though the semen stays in the sperm for 72 hours, having intercourse more frequently to try to cover as much of the month as possible doesn't really it's not going to help. It's not going to increase fertility for someone if they just say, oh, we're going to have intercourse every day or every other day for the whole month to get pregnant. I've had patients do that. They've come in and told me that, and I have to break it to them that that's not going to make a difference for their fertility. And that's because we are only fertile when we ovulate. So you're fertile about 2 days before you ovulate, the day of ovulation, and the day after ovulation on average. So most women are really only going to be fertile 3 to 4 days out of the month. Most women don't know, unless they have an app. A lot of the younger women have apps now. It's telling them when they ovulate. But as I like to tell them, that's when you should be ovulating, but your body doesn't always follow that rule 100%. Random months you may get your cycle a few days earlier than you anticipated, or your app told you, a few days later than you anticipated, or your app told you, and you may get your cycle a full week earlier, or a week later, or 2 weeks earlier, or 2 weeks later. And what that always means, normal things being normal, it means you just ovulated earlier, or you ovulated later than we would have anticipated. So you had a weird ovulation that month or the following month. Doesn't mean anything's wrong with you, unless the cycle pattern gets really wacky and it becomes a pattern. So I tell patients it's best not to use apps, not to really focus on anything. When you ovulate will vary every month, not according to the cycle, but according to the calendar. So in general, most people, if they've really paid attention, most women will notice that their cycle will usually come a few days earlier every month. And so if someone tells me, oh, her last menstrual cycle was the 10th of June, then I'll tell her, oh, well, I expect the July cycle to come like the 8th or maybe the 7th, sometimes the 6th or maybe the 9th. So usually it will come a few days earlier than the previous month, and what that really means is that you, when you look at the calendar, when you ovulate, it will be a few days earlier every month. So, and then maybe one month you ovulate really early, or you ovulate later. You had some things going on. Physiologically, your body responded to it wonky, and now you ovulated a few days later. So that's why basically that 1 to 3 month time frame is the fertility, because if you have intercourse once a week, you will catch when you ovulate, whether you ovulate early or you ovulate later, and it will move through the calendar month, a few days earlier each month. So say you have intercourse on I don't know, maybe you have a plan, so you have intercourse Tuesday night or Wednesday night every week. You're off the following day, so you feeling pretty good the next day. You get to relax. So every Tuesday you have intercourse, and then say in January you happen to ovulate on a Thursday. Well, in February you'll probably ovulate on a Tuesday, and then in March you'll probably ovulate on a Monday or a Sunday. So that's why, like every second month or every third month or something, you're going to catch the ovulation. Say you have intercourse every Wednesday, and in January you ovulated on a Saturday. Well, you might get pregnant from that Saturday ovulation because the sperm is sitting there from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You never know. But the following month, you ovulate on, well, that was Wednesday night, so it'd be like through Saturday morning. So the following month in February, you ovulate on not a Saturday, but a Thursday, and you always have intercourse on Wednesday. Well, then that's going to be fertile for you, right? So that's how that would work. And then say you have a weird ovulation and you ovulate a day later in March. So you, instead of ovulating on a Tuesday in March, you ovulate on a Wednesday or a Thursday, and you always have intercourse on Wednesday. So that Wednesday or Thursday, now you've got 2 months in a row where the sperm is there at the same time as your egg. So that's why the majority of pregnancies, whether they're planned or not planned, they will occur the first 3 months of no contraception, because that's kind of the odds. And that's with intercourse once a week. You have intercourse twice a week, then you might catch it that third month. So now it's going to be every single month you're going to catch ovulation, because you're having intercourse, I don't know, every Thursday night and every Sunday night. So now you've covered the whole week, actually. So you don't need to have intercourse every day or every other day if you want to get pregnant. Once a week is fine. Twice a week is max. And the research also shows that if you have intercourse frequently, every other day, we're not even talking about every day, definitely. If you have intercourse every day or even every other day, that will slowly but surely decrease the sperm count. So the sperm count will drop because the guy's using a sperm too frequently. He's ejaculating too often. So you're not going to increase your fertility by decreasing the sperm count either. So it just it's not necessary, and it's really not practical for people who have a life outside of trying to get pregnant. So just I guess the take home message from the last 2 sessions has been to just relax. You know, I always tell people to touch reality. Just do a little touch with reality. For millennia, people have been getting pregnant without knowing anything about ovulation or not knowing anything about when they should be fertile, just because that's how mankind is conditioned to procreate and to keep the earth populated. And when they used to think that it was, what was it, that the man was planting a seed, and what was it, that the men's spirit overcomes the woman's spirit, that's how she gets pregnant. So all these different myths and fallacies, but the bottom line is it doesn't take a rocket scientist to get pregnant. It just takes you being relaxed and having normal fertility. You have normal fertility, you're young and healthy, then you should get pregnant without any issues, because in the big picture, people who are completely ignorant about science get pregnant every single month. So I hope that's been helpful and encouraging information on conception. This is Dr. McDaniel at GYN Corner. Thanks for hitting the like button, the follow button, the subscribe button. Have a great rest of your day and week. Bye.